MLP एक बहुत अच्छा कॉन्टेस्ट है, लीग है में हमारे इंडियन प्लेयर्स के लिए एक अच्छा फाउंडेशन है जहाँ से वो यहाँ पे अच्छा करके आगे फ्यूचर में और अच्छा कर सकते हैं अपने लिए। और एक ऐसी स्पोर्ट है जो क्रिकेट से काफी मिलती जुलती है, तो यहाँ के जो लोग हैं वो जल्दी पिक भी कर सकते हैं इस स्पोर्ट को। और मैंने देखा जब कॉन्टेस्ट चल रहा था तो उसमें प्रॉपर बेसबॉल प्लेयर तो थे ही थे, साथ में क्रिकेटर्स भी जो बेसबॉल प्लेयर बन गए और अच्छी आखिरी राउंड तक पहुंचे, तो वो एक बहुत खुशी वाली बात थी। तो एक हमारे देश में एक अपॉर्चुनिटी और बड़ी बढ़ रही है। और अच्छी बात है कि मैं उसमें पहले दिन से जुड़ा हूँ और मेरी दिल यही चाहे कि ये स्पोर्ट भी ग्रो करे। ऑफकोर्स एक वक्त लेती है हर चीज ग्रो करने में, लेकिन ग्रो करे और यहाँ से भी हमारे खूब प्लेयर्स निकले और अमेरिका में लीग खेले, जहाँ भी कहीं पूरे वर्ल्ड में लीग्स होती है वो लीग खेले जाए।
Adam, my question to you is, you have had an illustrious career in MLB. What attracted you to the MLB Hot Shots initiative, and how do you see yourself contributing to discovering India's next big baseball talent?
Well, I mean, obviously, it was an opportunity presented to me by MLB, and it was an opportunity to travel to India, and I was 100% on board with that. And my role, I think, with trying to grow the game, I don't know it necessarily, but I would love to be a part of it. I think international and growing the game, there's a lot that you can do in America. I don't believe that I can do so much crazy things in America. I think there's so many former players and resources in the United States that I think that outside the United States, that's where I think I'm a little bit better as a resource. For me, I like to be outside the United States, and I think being a part of it, being part of helping the game grow, and being a part of learning cricket and learning another sport is something that is very high on my list of things to do. And I think this is an opportunity that is right at our fingertips. And I think we have two great guys, myself and Shikhar, to be able to grow this. Now, it again, like I said, it takes time and it takes a lot of effort and resources. But I think seeing the youth do something constructive with themselves when it comes to sports, I think that's something that, as a parent, you always want to see your kids do something. And to grow a game such as that I love so much baseball, to grow it in a country that loves cricket so much would be a fantastic accomplishment.
All right, that's great. Shikhar bhai, both cricket and baseball are bat and ball sports. So how do you think your skills as a top order batsman in cricket translate to baseball? And do you see any similarities between the two sports?
Yes, there are lots of similarities and certain sort of swings. We use it in cricket as well, what we use it in baseball, and that's where the transition for a cricketer to becoming a baseball player is easier than a new person picking up a bat and learning the game. And yeah, there are lots of similarities. Like they take runs, they hit the ball out of the park. We do the same as well. Of course, it's a different ball, and yeah, runouts are there. They also fielding, but they're fielding with the gloves. So these are all the similarities, and of course, there's a lot of differences as well. But it's a very, very good game, and of course, it's a very successful game back in USA. And then I'm sure because there are lots of similarities, so for Indian people to get into it, it's easier, as well as you get the nice high when you hit the ball out of the park or hit it far. It makes a huge difference. Adam, it was like 90 meters when we were seeing that when the contest was happening. It was 90 meters, 100 meters, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
yeah, dead center was 90 meters.
90 meters, yeah. So exactly when someone is hitting ball to 90 meters, that's a great sight to watch, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, so baseball is relatively new sport in India. But from your perspective, what makes baseball appealing to a young athlete in this country? And how do you think it can gain popularity alongside cricket, Shikhar?
All right. So, as I said, that this league, uh, of course, it's airing on this on sports channel as well, and it give players to come uh, on TV as well as show their talent, and where else some like I saw a few cricketers uh, reaching to the final in this contest, and
Mhm.
where else they wouldn't have never come on TV. Uh, so now they have another opportunity, and that's what I'm saying. That because cricket is so big, so once the league gets established here and keeps on growing, of
Mhm.
course it's going to take its time. It's a journey, but
Mhm.
then uh, you can see the little kids start playing the game as well, and
Mhm.
from there the transformation keep on growing and growing, and then yeah, you will see players from India going overseas and playing. Uh, if you can think it, you can make it.
Mhm.
And of course, like where now you see like all the parents in India want their kids to be in sports. Why they want their kids to be in sport? Because they know there's lots of money in it. Earlier there wasn't much of money in it.
Mhm.
Now parents want their kids to be in sports. So that's how this league is establishing it over here, and it's keep on growing. And of course, people would love to be part of it as well. And that's what happened. Like now, if we talk about football, soccer is also getting bigger in India.
Mhm.
So earlier it wasn't that much. So uh, we all know that cricket is the main game in India, but that doesn't mean that other sports aren't going to grow. How we market it, how uh, handy it is for the players as well, or for the country people over here as well. And because people enjoy cricket and they enjoy that bad feeling, so they it switches straight to baseball as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned you were a mentor for the Hot Shots talent hunt, right? What advice did you give those young athletes who are looking to like win the competition, especially those coming from a cricket background? I bet they didn't know much about how to hit a bat ball, baseball style. So, what advice do you give these kind of cricketers who are looking to get into the sport?
uh, what advice I'm gonna give, or what advice I was giving them at the contest?
Uh, yeah, what advice would you give them?
I,
Uh,
of course, I will say go try the game and see what all the opportunities are available over there. And of course, if someone is getting into it, they have to see like what's the future in it. And it's the love towards the game. Try it. Till the time you're not gonna try it, you won't know it. So you have to try it first, and like MLB is coming over here, and as I said, the prices were really good. People were excited. I saw a lot of excitement when the players were playing, or the intensity or the competition but among themselves. That was quite good. And yeah, you have to learn the basics first.
mhm,
Uh, in any sport, the foundation is the most important thing. And and you keep on practicing again and again, day in, day out. And that's how you become, that's how you get the mastery towards one particular thing. It takes 10,000 hours to
mhm,
uh, get really uh, good at your whatever skill you want to grow. And for that thing, you have to be in love with that particular skill or sport. And that's the advice I will give to the youngsters, that they should feel happy. Uh,
mhm,
they should feel happy while playing the sport,
mhm,
and then it doesn't look like too much of hard work. I think. Of course, you're going to do a lot of work, but it's very satisfying, and that satisfaction, that's what I have felt for all the years I've played uh, in my life,
mhm.
and yeah, that's the same advice I'm going to give to the youngsters out there as well.
That's great, Shikhar.
Thank you.
Adam, you've mentioned that uh, cricket. India is a cricket dominant country, and baseball is traditionally been strong in countries like the US, Japan, and Latin America. So, what excites you the most about bringing this brand of baseball and MLB's footprint to the Indian market?
Well, the Indian players already have the skill set of the bat to the ball. Now, I mean that's the hardest thing I believe to do in all sports is to hit something moving at you, and they already have that with the cricket. Now you just create running around the bases, home runs. You create different scenarios. First off, you got to get your gloves so that you're not catching them naked handed, like you guys say. That's awesome. You got to get some gloves, and it's really just teaching the game. It's different strategies, but it's very similar strategy. You get guys on base, you want to move them over, get them in. I think the strategies in the game, when you really slow it down, it's very, very similar, but it's just about getting the participation. And that comes from MLB and MLB India and a lot of the resources in India, the local neighborhoods, the kids, the parents, and just maybe just try something new. And what can hurt? Maybe they fall in love with baseball. Maybe they go to university. Maybe the game grows over the next 10, 20 years in India, and you have your first major league player born in India. There was a player, Kumar Rocker. He's not the first Indian born, but his mother is from India. So he was the first Indian player in Major League Baseball this September. So the game is growing global, and I can't imagine his mom grew up watching cricket. It's like, hey, you play baseball, play cricket, and I just think that's an inspiration. He can hopefully go back. He wants to go back to India and share his story and share his love for the game.
Yeah. So, what do you think would be the biggest challenge for an Indian athlete who's coming into baseball, and how do you see them overcoming these challenges, particularly in terms of adapting to the game's unique mechanics and strategies like curveballs and things like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you got to get adapted to the game, but it's just like any other strategy and any other challenge. Every sport is very, very tough and difficult. I think if you are willing to fail, which you're going to have to do a lot of, if you're willing to fail and still get up and try again and again, I think you can be successful at it. It's just a matter of trying. You never know what you like until you try it. A lot of people say they don't like something without really trying it, and they don't know. They might fall in love with it. And I think our mission is to just try and get as many participants as we can. And you never know. There might be 10 guys that come out and then they go to American universities or they get drafted. And it becomes a national story that, guys from ground roots India are now playing in organized major league organizations. And like those stories go a very long way. And those shows that someone from where I'm from is on the other side of the world living out his dream. Why can't I do it? Why can't I put in the hard work? And that's what it's going to take. A lot of hard work, but also a lot of resources from MLB and participation from the Indian kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shikhar bhai, do you think there's potential for India to produce a world-class baseball player? And what qualities do you think that athletes should possess to make it big in the MLB or something in baseball?
Of course, there's always a possibility. And I feel that once MLB keeps on growing, the league over here, the infrastructure over here, and both things goes hand in hand. If a player keep on working, but there's not much of infrastructure or the leagues over here, so it's not going to work. So both things have to go hand in hand. And yeah, players, as Adam said, that you have to learn all the mistakes. You have to get good coaches over here who can pass on the right knowledge to the players, and that's how you build a player or a champion player. And working on the mindset. Mindset is the most important thing. To reach somewhere is one thing. To maintain over there is another thing. And if we can do so well in cricket, we can do really well in baseball as well.
Definitely.
You have to learn the techniques. You have to learn the game, how the game works, and the game has to spread all over the cities, little clubs or in schools as well. And then that's how you create a whole system, which takes time. And then you will see a lot of players coming out and doing wonders.
Yeah, great, Shikhar. My last question to you would be, how do you feel about the growing exchange of sports between the East and the West, with athletes from different backgrounds trying their hand at sports that are new to them?
That's for me or Adam?
For you, Shikhar.
Okay, what? Sorry?
So there's been a lot of exchange of sports from the East.
Yeah.
And West. Like, the World Cup, Cricket World Cup was held in America, and now MLB is coming to India. So with athletes from different backgrounds trying their hand at different sports,
Yeah.
what do you think? How do you feel about that? Is it
I feel great.
beneficial for both countries?
Yeah, it's a lot of benefits. Even if you talk about MLB right now, right? So they MLB players, they all were Indians. Those who were playing over here, they got to see people watch them on TV, or their families watch them on TV. So many people must have watched them on TV, right? They earn money out of it. They earn fame out of it already, right? And that's how like cricket is growing over there. And sports industry is a very big industry, and so many opportunities over there. We all know that cricket in America, it's growing like anything, and the leagues are growing over there. All the international players are going over there and playing, and that's how we have to be open-minded about different sports coming to our country, and we should welcome it because it's gonna bring a lot of money in it. Like how today IPL is such a big league and generate so much of money, and that's how MLB can be over here. But with time, and not that it has to be on the same stage, but it can grow, and there's so much of multifolds of growth in India. And as we all know, that India's growth for next 10 years, 15 years is massive. And yeah, so it is. I feel it's great timing to get into it as well. And now, if you see people, our Indian mindset have changed. People enjoy spending money, right? So yeah, I feel that it's a great initiative.
All right. So Adam, Shikhar, you all become friends while shooting MLB Hot Shots, I'm sure. To end this interaction, I would like to ask, what were your best memories from shooting MLB Hot Shots?
For me, it was obviously, being in a different environment, being in the old Mumbai Stadium, the history that's there. I mean, everything, the setup, the people working with the staff, working with the Indian staff, the people. It was just a full, great experience overall. Landing, getting there, having dinner. The MLB India staff was fantastic. Everything was first class, and very, very much enjoyed it, and would love to come back.
Yeah, great. And you, Shikhar?
For me, when I met Adams, we spent time in the hotel room, all of us as team. And first I spoke in Chinese, then in American accent. No, just kidding. Yeah. So I really enjoyed meeting Adam and knowing more about baseball and about his achievements, because of course Adam has achieved so much, and I'm always quite intrigued by the person's mindset, how he achieved that thing, what was his journey, our challenges. And I always see that positive, that's a common link between successful people, is that their positive attitude towards the game. And he's quite appreciative about life, and I really like that quality of his. So that's what I like, and that's how our bond started, and we had great laugh while we were on the ground judging the place.
It was great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. That was really nice. And I'm sure it will be a great initiative.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.